Alright, so...
Yeah?
How are you doing? Doing things?
Situationally appropriate.
Okay, situational appropriateness is fine. Do you want to hear something ridiculous?
I'm always up for something ridiculous.
Card games with waifus.
Card games with waifus?
Oh, hail the Ruby Yugioh crossover! Ah! Sorry. That story is just so... That's so dumb, but I just love it because of how dumb it is. Let's make the single most over-the-top Yu-Gi-Oh! Crossover ever. And let's make it actually good. Okay, so we're back. It's been a while since we did the tier list for the...
I would like to start this off by amending one of the comments I made that doesn't affect really anything. I made the comment that that Cosmic Pincer requires you to discard to search, which is not true. It doesn't affect its ranking, it's just I got the effect wrong. And yeah, I think that's it.
So we got 10 more choices right here. Well, let's just go through with them. So that way you can go hang out with your soon-to-be girlfriend. Yes.
Symphony.
What? Okay, the first one is a Lynx Spider. It's a Link 1 Earth Cybers monster. Normal It requires a normal monster, and its down arrow is down. Is south. Once per turn, you can special summon one level 4 normal monster from your hand to a zone this card points to. A
or S?
Actually thinking B, because I think this thing's been, like, power crept, like, really hard.
Wait, what can...
It requires a single normal monster. It can only... And its effect just lets you special summon a normal monster to a zone it points to.
Let's be honest, the only reason why people even use this is because it's a Link 1 that has an effect, so you can use it for link climbing. But it's still such a good effect because it's just such a good monster because you can use tokens in order to go into it.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to... That's why I said, like, the worst part of Lynx Spider is the fact it's been power crept. That's, like, the worst thing I can say about it.
Like, what monster has power crept it?
A lot of other better generic Links. That don't... Link ones, like Link Karibo. They got power crept kind of by Link Karibo. And a bunch of other, like, generic Links, because this one requires specifically a normal monster. And it only lets you special summon a normal monster from the hand.
Okay, then I'd say put it in high B tier.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Where should we put it? Like...
put it above Lanphalinkus.
Okay. Because you're right, it still has a good effect for link climbing. It's just, you know, a lot of...
No, it doesn't have a good effect for link climbing. It has a good summoning condition for link climbing.
Oh yeah, a good summoning condition for link climbing. So, yeah, people use it for link climbing, and just like, yeah, that's fine. So let's see. Now it's Underclock Taker.
What's that name supposed to mean?
I have no idea.
Undertaker?
I mean, that does not look like Mark Calloway. That does not look for Mark Calloway. Let's see. Underclock Taker, Dark Cybers, Link 2, Dollar Attack Points, South and East Arts, Link Arrows. It requires 2 effect monsters. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster this card points to and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. The opponent's target loses attack equal to the attack of the target this monster points to until the end of the turn. I mean, it's not a bad effect. The problem is it's just so horribly underwhelming.
Its arrows are also kind of
wonky.
Dumb.
Yeah. I think that they made this one as like, hey, let's try and make it so that you can try and U-Link. There it is. Extra Link. I think this was actually used in Extra Link decks when you went second and your opponent actually was able to get something on the field and you had to get rid of it. and then you just used Underclock Taker to run it over, and then you make the U-Link. I think outside of that, this wasn't really used that much.
So yeah,
I would put it in bottom of D tier.
Really? I would have put it like C tier.
Bottom of C tier?
It's good for link climbing.
It's good for link climbing. The problem is its effect is just underwhelming. It just decreases a monster's attack by another card it points to. Like that's.
Is the attack decrease permanent?
No, it's till the end of the turn.
Ugh.
That's why I want to put it.
Okay, put it in D tier.
Yeah, bottom of D tier. Okay, so
like, imagine if this was like a reptilian situation where you can use it to weaken a dragoon or something.
Yeah.
Wait, does it target?
I think so. Let me look. Underclock. Okay, target one facial monster. Yeah, it targets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, D tier. D tier.
Okay, now we get to the newest one. I think out of all of them, this is like the newest card. Geonator Transverser. This looks like just a fancy freaking Gem Knight. It's like, hey, let's combine Gem Knight and Melodious, and let's like, hey, do this.
I would have said like a crossover between like Gem Knights and Madolches.
Yeah, this thing looks way too fancy for a Madolche. Okay, so
hey, the Madolches are all about being fancy.
But does that look like it has anything to do with desserts?
Yes, this looks like rock candies.
But rock candy is not dessert.
Yes, it is.
Since when?
Have you ever had rock candies? Candy is in the fucking name.
No, I have never had rock candy. I only heard of rock candy through through ponies.
What?
What? Okay, so Geonator Transverser. Let's just continue on. Earth, Rock, Link 2. Its arrows are northeast and southwest. Okay. This link card and monsters it points to cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card points to monsters, you can switch control of those monsters. You can only use this effect. Oh, that's actually
thing in like Blue Ice Max Turbo.
Yeah.
Because what you do is you use this thing. You use Drytrons, and then you switch control of with one of your opponent's monsters and give them the Drytron, and then just run over for 8,000.
Yeah. I mean, the protection is fine. I honestly think it would have been better if it was targeting protection instead of card destruction protection. Because this thing's just so... Yeah, this thing only has like 1,200 attack. So it's like... I just simply think... balancing it by letting your opponent have a card that has targeting protection too. Because this card protects monsters it points to from card destruction. So it's like... So yeah, you can literally... So yeah, you can literally give your opponent targeting protection too, but that's balanced by the fact that its control switching effect is not targeting. It just does it.
Yeah, so it's basically just extra deck creature swap with a bit of more restriction.
I mean, it's not. I have been seeing this card pop up in more and more decks, so I think people are actually starting to play it now.
Oh, this card is funny as fuck. Like I would even go so far as putting it in A tier just because of its materials.
It's it's generic. Just 2 effect monsters.
You can fuck over your opponent with this hard.
Yeah. Honestly, if this was a quick effect, it'd probably be an S tier. Like no hesitation.
If this was
quick effect. Just take your monster. This would be an S tier.
Quick effect non-targeting creature swap would be fucking busted. Like, there's a reason why Change of Heart is banned.
It's banned. But that one just does it to the end of the phase. I believe Change of Heart only does it to the end of the turn. This does it permanently. This is basically like Big Eye.
Yeah. The only reason why Big Eye isn't banned is because it's a rank 7.
And rank 7s are not easy to make. Picture if Big Eye was freaking rank 8. That would probably push into busted.
That should be banned.
That would be banned.
Didn't Big Eye used to be limited during Dragon Ruler format?
No, mainly because it was like the one thing that could out an opponent's board in like a mirror match. I believe that was Draco Sack that was limited.
Oh yeah, I know. Some rank 7 was limited during Dragon.
Yeah, I believe it was Draco Sack.
Because before they just went all scorched earth on
the entire archetype. Yeah. So where would you put him? Because sorry.
By the way,
it's so hard to
Underclock Taker in D tier.
Because we agreed to put him in D tier.
No, he isn't there.
He's right here at the bottom of D tier.
What?
Are you not looking at the Yeah, right here. It's where do you see my cursor? Right here.
Oh,
bottom
my
of
screen is apparently frozen.
Oh. Okay, so while your screen's frozen.
Let me refresh.
All right.
Damn it.
Okay, so Geonator. I do think the effect's good.
High B tier.
High B tier. Maybe a bottom of A tier. At best.
Yeah.
This one's so hard because it's only just now starting to see play.
Like, maybe there's some funky shit that you can do with this, but...
I mean, the whole thing with you can probably use this with Drytrons. Like, the whole Chaos Max thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like, just one-shot your opponent, your opponent can't do... Like, if your opponent cannot respond to Geonator, you can't do it. Like, you're pretty much dead anyway.
The biggest problem with this is that, the same problem with Creature Swap, you cannot... your opponent has to control something, so it has no application going first.
It has no application going first. I would probably put this thing bottom of A tier. Maybe very top of B tier.
Yeah.
So bottom of A or top of B? That's the question.
I'd argue top of B just because it's a going second card.
Alright, let's do that. What's next? Oh yeah, the MILF. Great.
What's her name?
Great Bubble Reef. I just called her I just called her the Marincess MILF. Oh. I just realized I accidentally typed MILF on the search thing because I'm so used to calling her a MILF. Marincess Great Bubble Reef. Water Cybers Link 4. 2+ water monsters. Once per turn, during your standby phase, you can banish one face-up water monster you control or in your graveyard. Draw one card. Each time a monster is banished, this card gains 600 attack for each monster banished until the end of the turn. You can send one monster from your hand to your GY. Special summon one of your banished Marincess monsters. You can only use the effect of Great Bubble Reef once per turn.
Now, here's the problem I have with this card.
Okay.
As much as I've seen Marincesses being played, I have no idea what their combos are. All I know is that this thing gets big, has draw power, and gains
attack. It gets thicker. She gets thicker. I mean, I think there's like two rank 4s. I mean, Link 4s for Marincess. I believe the other one's just simply Marincess. Basically, Marincess just do one thing, and that's just summon the field, protect the field spell while your opponent can't do anything. And then just make your Link 4 like unaffected by literally everything.
Yeah. This thing is difficult to out once you get into it.
Yeah.
Problem is getting into it.
You're not gonna run this thing outside of Marincess. Like, you're really not.
No.
And now Aqua Argonaut is here, and that's just simply better than this because that thing has like actual protection without the equips to it.
So Where would you put this?
I mean, she's good. Like, don't get me wrong, she's good. It's
Yeah, but in archetype.
In archetype, like, I would have to say mid A tier, because she's still really good because she's like if you want a big beat stick for the Link, you go with her. Or if you want draw power, or like or even field presence if you want to make another Link and Link climb again. She does a lot. She doesn't do everything, but she does a lot.
She does a lot.
Yeah.
So
mid A tier, I would say.
Yeah, I think mid A tier is fair.
And I'll put her
any monster that in archetype has a draw effect for that kind of cost.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so next one is this fucker. Oh.
Which fucker? Remember, I can see the stream.
Firewall Dargan Darkfluid. The Dargan.
Oh.
This abomination. All this built up, and it's like, no, this thing sucks.
So I gain counters and attack points.
I gain counters and attack points, but do you do anything with those counters? Not really.
I just told you I gain counters and attack points.
But do you do anything else? No. It's counters a Link
and attack points.
It's a Link 5. It's with 3,000. Its arrows are north, east, west, southwest, and southeast. Requires 3+ effect monsters. If this card is Link summoned, you can place counters on this card equal to the number of different types of Cyberse monsters in your graveyard, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz. This card gains 2,500 for each counter on it during the battle phase only. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can remove one counter from this card, negate the effect. Also, if this effect was activated between this card's attack declaration and the end of the damage step, this card can make another attack in a row. So first off, this requires you to build a deck around him. All he does is become big. He becomes big.
Name one deck aside from the fucking deck in which it was conceived in
Code Talkers?
Code Talkers?
Yeah, but that's like a main Link deck.
Or AI?
Yeah, probably AI. Probably AI.
Cybers that plays Cybers, Link, Fusion, Ritual, and stuff like that. Like maybe Rockets, because I know Rockets have a lot.
I don't think no, they do have a Ritual now. They have all Riot.
Oh wait, no, they're all dragons.
Yeah, they're all dragons.
I was like, okay, which archetype?
Yeah, so probably the only deck that would run this would be AI.
AI.
But even then, there's they got better cards.
This card is so demanding.
Yeah.
What was its negate effect? When
your opponent activates a monster effect, but it's not once per turn. But you have to drop a counter.
That's.
I mean, that leverages it a little bit, but not enough to save it. Because it's non once per turn negation.
Yeah, it's non-once per turn negation, but the problem is, either you have to empty the shit out of yourself out of all your plays because you summoned this thing to get a shitload of counters, or you summon it with a few counters and then just why not make a Savage Dragon?
Savage Dragon, which is better, which is an Omni negate, yeah.
Yeah, but for this kind of condition, I would have expected an Omni negate.
Yeah. I think that's the reason why people hated Savage Dragon when it came out, because I believe Savage and Darkfluid came out around the same time. And people just really did not like the fact that Savage Dragon was so generic and could just be an Omni negate. While this thing being built up for a while is just a big beat stick.
One of the most fun things that I like to do is summon A to Z Dragon Cannon.
Bullshit! I haven't seen you make that.
Huh?
I haven't seen you make that.
I made it against AI.
Oh.
It's really funny to summon, and it is a non-once per turn Omni Negate. But the thing is, you need to empty the shit out of your hand in order to use the Omni Negate effect, and that's fun. Like once you like, it's the famous thing. Like if you let your opponent have this, if you have nothing to stop him from this, then you deserve to lose. And it's the same thing with Darkfluid Dragon. Like, if you let your opponent make this, I would have no problem with it being an Omni Negate, because letting your opponent Link climb into a Link 5, at that point they just deserve to have like a 5-piece Omni Negate.
Yeah, meanwhile you have like what? Like the only other Link 5, there's like only 3 Link 5s in the game besides the match winners. I believe that's no, the match winners are all Link 4.
Yeah, I was about to say it. The match winners are Link 4s.
What are the other two? They're the Arrival Cerberus and Borrowland, right?
Kaiju.
No, Borrowland. Oh, and the Kaiju. I forgot about Goddesses of Link 5 too.
Yeah,
those 4 are Link 5. Wait, is Arrival a Link 5 or a Link 6?
Yeah, Arrival is Link 5.
Okay. So yeah, you got like 4 monsters.
I'll confirm.
This is probably the worst one. Arrival is on surface the worst of Link 5s, but it makes up for
Arrival is Link 6.
Oh no, okay. I'll count it with them. I'll count it with these 3. Arrival on surface is Big Link. Arrival's on surface probably the worst one, but once you actually figure out how to use it properly, then it could probably win you the game much easier than Darkfluid.
Yeah. So, yeah, where did we put this?
I non-once per turn monster negate is still really good because, of course, like Herald pretty much had the same thing, well, similar, but it was an Omni negate. But you still had to demand a lot of resources for perfection for Herald, so like.
Yeah, but the thing is,
the thing was Herald is much easier to make. Herald is just a level 6, almost Omni negate thing. Well, this thing you have to.
It's easier to make, and it's more powerful.
Yeah,
and it actually has like cards to fuel its Omni negate.
Yeah, like Eva and stuff like that.
That's why, despite how demanding it is still worth playing, because you can actually.
Yeah, but now Herald got slightly power crept by Ultimatus, mainly just in Drytrons because.
Yeah.
Ultimatus is just better than Perfection.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I'd say bottom of D tier.
Bottom of D tier? Yeah, I would say bottom of D tier then. Because it's like, if it didn't have the Omni Negate, then it'd probably be F tier. Because it's just a big beat stick. It's like, alright, I'm gonna attack you, Magic Cylinder. No!
I even go so far as to say, like, if it didn't have the Omni Negate effect, I'd put it in Herald tier.
Yeah, I would too. Let's see.
Because it's basically just a big beat stick that drains you of your resources. It's basically just Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon without any support.
Yeah, at least
a lot of effort for. It's okay. Here's what it is. It is a Master of Dragon Knight.
I mean, we're now getting rumors that Master Dragon Knight is going to get, like, a retrain.
Ugh.
Have you read that Blue Eyes fusion?
Yeah, I have.
Like, how like, everyone's, like, weirded, like, confused over, like, why does it say Shuffle Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon into the back into the deck? Like, why? It's like, we're going to get a Master Dragon Knight fusion.
I'm worried.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, so let's move on. Guard Dragon and Garpy. This guy's banned.
S tier.
Well, hold on one second. We gotta at least say what he does. He's a Dark Dragon, Link 2. His arrows are north and south, 1500. 2 dragon monsters. You cannot special summon monsters. Dragon monsters. During your main phase, you can special summon one dragon monster from your extra deck to an extra zone, monster zone, or main monster zone. You can summon two that 2 or more Link monsters point to. You can only use the effect of Guard Dragon once per turn. You can only special summon Guard Dragon or Garpain once per turn. Okay, so let's discuss this. This
Alright,
thing.
I'm up for discussion.
Dude, have you ever seen this thing make anything other than Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss?
Crystal Wing.
I thought Crystal Wing can only be synchro summoned. Wait,
Can it? I thought Crystal Wing can be cheated out. Like, you can cheat it out with, like, Ultimaya.
let's see, Crystal Wing. In it? Oh no, you can. Okay, I didn't know that.
Also, you can summon Void Ogre Dragon.
Void Ogre Dragon's like you gotta have no cards in your hand.
Yeah, but once you're done with your combo, you're like basically out of cards in your hand.
True. I should add Void Ogre into my Fable deck.
Not to mention, like, Void Ogre gives you like spell and trap negation, whereas the other two, like, that's the reason why Hot Red is so popular, because Hot Red is can negate anything.
Yeah, for the turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's quick effect spot negation, so it's definitely the best, especially because it has like the best stats too.
So that begs the question, because it can cheat some powerful monsters, but the rarely broken ones that would cheat out cannot be special summoned, except by synchro summoning. Like, imagine if a Garpain could just cheat out like Cosmic Blazer Dragon. That would be bonkers. It's like, oh, what are you gonna do? I come in, I summon Blazer Dragon. It's like, hey, wait a minute. This is not a synchro spam deck. I wouldn't say this thing is as good. Like here was my problem. My problem with Guard Dragons wasn't even a Garpain. It was it was
LP?
it was LP that I had the main problem with, because
Summon a dragon from the deck for free.
Yeah, summon the dragon from the deck for free. That's why I was more surprised when a Garpain got banned, because it was like LP was just a worse problem than a Garpain. Like, I figured if they were gonna ban the Guard Dragons, they would ban LP first, and then if Garpain was still a problem, then they would ban a Garpain. And instead they do a Garpain, but then LP proved to be just a way worse problem. So I don't think
I'd still consider this S tier.
I would consider.
Okay, Symphony.
I was gonna say bottom of S tier. Either very, very top of A tier or very bottom of S tier, because Pitsy's gonna be in broken tier. Like, when we get to Pitsy, we're not even gonna hesitate. We're gonna put Pitsy right next to Gumblar.
Because here's my reasoning. Here's my reasoning for why I would put him in S tier.
All right.
Agarpain is an easier to summon Zolkin. I rest my case.
I know. I do agree with you on that. Like, Agarpain is an easier Sulkin. Like I said, I didn't have a problem with Agarpain that much as Pitsy. Like, I had a way worse problem with Pitsy, because I always found Pitsy just be more powerful than Agarpain.
Wait, which one is Pitsy?
Pitsy isn't Pitsy the one that special summons from the deck, or is it LP?
No, that's LP.
Oh, LP is the one. Okay, never mind. Wait, I get confused about those two. LP, the one that special summons from the deck, I still find way worse than a Garpain. So, like, if we put a Garpain in S tier, then LP is going to be in broken tier.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, it's LP is just summon a monster of a specific type from the deck.
Yeah, and there's no restrictions on it. Just locks you into dragons, but like dragons have like the most powerful thing. When
I can only summon dragons?
No. Like, when a lot of people were like saying, like, when Dragon Link was ruling the game, like, a lot of people were pointing out, it's like, if you want to curb Dragon Link, then yeah, Dragon Link, you got to get rid of LP. Because LP just enables way too many plays. It was the main playmaker for Dragon Link. And Dragon Link is still good.
LP? Hold on, I'm gonna look something up about LP.
Are you looking up whether LP was the one that summons from the deck?
No, I'm looking up the restriction.
It's all 3 Link Guard Dragons have the same restriction. You're just locked into You're just locked into summoning dragons.
You can only use this effect once per turn. You can summon LP. Then on special summons. Restriction isn't even a real restriction.
Yeah, the restriction's not. That's why a lot of people are pointing at LP because there's like barely a restriction. At least a Garpain kind of has a restriction. It's minor, but it still has it.
It only restricts you into dragons as long as LP is on the field.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm gonna argue. Yeah,
our Garpain being
goes into.
Yeah, Garpain goes into like bottom left tier, but when we get to LP, we put her in busted tier. Yeah, LP, Pitsy, whatever one you want, you put her in busted.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's find. You know what? Let's actually get that one. Let's actually get her out of the way. There she is.
I mean, yeah,
we technically already covered. LP. Wait, is this one LP or Petsy? Because I just can't tell the difference.
I can't look at it. It's the white one.
Oh, okay. Yep. Now just put her there. I'll put her there.
The black one is Pitsy.
Okay, the black one's Pitsy. We'll do Pitsy another time. We already covered LC. Like, let's just do that. Okay. So the next one is the ninja one. Right? Yeah, the ninja. There he is. Grandmaster Zaizo. Light Warrior, Link 2, bottom, southwest, southeast. It requires 2 ninja monsters. During the main phase, you can set 1 ninjutsu art spell trap directly from your deck. You can only use the effect of Zaizo once per turn. While this card points to a monster, this card cannot be targeted for an attack. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Alright, oh wait. You back? I hate those. I hate that.
I'm back.
Okay, so you can see the screen?
Nope, still can't.
Okay, so Zaizo. He's the one I have mixed. Okay, so did you at least hear Zaizo?
Yeah, I'm reading the effect of it.
Okay, so I have mixed feelings on Zaizo because the first effect is really good because a lot of the ninjutsu art cards are really good.
Yeah.
But the second effect is just completely underwhelming. It's not bad.
I wish it protected your back row.
Yeah, like if it protected the back row, like that's the reason why I actually like Madolche Sistart so much is because she protects the back row.
Like, yeah, the ninjas need back row protection because they live and die by the back row.
They live and die by the ninjutsu arts. Like, literally getting one from the deck. That's really good. It would be even better if it could be activated this turn. That wouldn't be much of an improvement, but it'd be a big enough improvement that you can just, hey, I can do things.
Yeah.
But then it offers itself protection? Which is, like, weird.
Don't the ninjutsu arts allow them to protect themselves?
Yeah, I think so. Let's just read let's see. When your opponent monster declares an attack, if you control a ninja monster, you can flip this card face up, negate the attack, and end the battle phase. While this card is face up on the field, and you control a ninja monster, your opponent control cannot change their battle positions. I mean...
Or here, ninjutsu art of decoy. Target one face up ninja monster you control that cannot be destroyed by battle.
Yeah.
Just give your back row destruction protection and give your monsters targeting protection.
except it gives itself targeting protection. It gives itself attack. You cannot target it for an attacks or card effects. While,
no, I mean both.
Yeah. This is just a weird one because a lot of people want ninjas to be good, but here's the thing. What I think Konami has with the ninja archetype is the fact they always have that thing half cocked. You can see that they want to make it good, but they seem to half-ass it halfway through.
Yeah.
Outside though.
They don't know. They either don't want to or can't. Don't know how to pull through on good ninja support.
Yeah. Let's see. What's another card? Duplication. Tribute 1 special summon any number of monster. For the con. Yeah, being able to just get some of the good, Super Transformation is actually really good, is a really good card. Shadow Stealing, I think, is a really good card. It's just...
I just wish they protected the back row.
Yeah,
right?
that would just be better. At least give the back row targeting protection. You don't even have to just have it be destroyed by card effects. Just give the back row some protection. I would give it a C. I would put size on a C because it's still a good. It's still an overall.
High D tier.
High B.
High D tier.
High D. Okay. So where on D? Do you want to put it above Taotai Dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we got 3 left. We got.
I mean, the first effect just makes it. The thing is that the ninja archetype is not that good, so...
Yeah. Okay, so let's...
They're really janky.
They're really janky. It's when people, it's hey, ninjas are gonna be getting a Link 2 that gets them their spell and traps, and, everyone's, cheering, hey, they're finally gonna stop being janky, and then it comes down, it's no, it's still janky.
But you can activate them this turn.
You can activate them.
Set them.
Yeah, okay. Now we have Relinquished Anima. Dark Spellcaster, Wise of the Spellcaster. Hasn't the Relinquished archetype always been Fiends?
Nope. Relinquished is Spellcaster.
Huh. I don't know that. Okay, 1 level up it's Link Arrow is North. 1 level up monster, accept a token. You can target 1 face-up monster this card points to. Equip that face-up monster to this card. You can only use this effect. Once per turn. This card gains attack equal to the equipped monsters. This thing is not as good as Thousand Eyes. People still use Thousand Eyes over this thing.
Yeah.
This is basically hey, let's make a Link version of Thousand Eyes Restrict. But
its biggest downfall is that it's reliant on your opponent's monster placement.
Well, same thing with that was Relinquish's whole shtick. It's just
no, the original ritual and fusion don't require the monster to be in a specific place.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. I thought no, but I know, but it's they're
monster snatching.
Yeah, monster snatching. Millennium Eyes Restrict is a quick effect, but you need to actually make a dedicated Relinquish deck in order to make him specifically work. Because I think he can only be.
Yeah.
Because I think Millennium Eyes can only be fusion summoned. I don't know because I never see. The retrain of Thousand Eyes. I don't.
Yeah, the thing that can negate hand traps.
Yeah, because I don't.
Millennium Eyes Restrict. Once per turn, when your opponent activates one's effect,
Oh no, it's. Oh, it's not a.
Nope.
It's not a.
Nope.
It's not locked into fusion. Huh. I never.
It's an instant fusion target.
I never see it summoned with instant fusion before. So I was I always thought it's you can. Oh yeah, it can only be fusion summoned because I never see this thing summoned with. I never see that thing summoned with instant. Huh.
I think it's just because Thousand Eyes is just quick spot removal for instant fusion.
And then you use it to link into Linkaribo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I would put Anima on F tier.
F tier?
F tier. It just does It just does what Relinquish does. The problem is you gotta specifically be target. It has to be linked to an opponent's monster to use it. So it's just
here's a redeeming quality that I will offer this thing. It works with kaijus.
It does. It does.
With kaijus, you get to place the monster, and then you can just remove a monster. And
remove a monster, and then you can kaiju again. But it needs a level 1 monster to summon. So you gotta use the kaiju, special summon it to a zone, to one of the extra monster zones, then summon a level 1 monster, then steal the kaiju, and then you can do it again.
I mean, if you're gonna play kaijus, you won't need your normal summon.
And that's true. Like that's true, except for like a level 1 monster to get to like Anima, and you have 1 for 1.
Just use fucking
1 for 1.
No, I meant like Lyrilisk. Just make a Lyrilisk kaiju build.
Yeah, you could do that. So I would still put it in F tier. Like I wouldn't put it in Herald tier because
I put it in bottom of D tier.
Even below Darkfluid.
No, I would put it above Darkfluid.
Darkfluid is getting kicked while he's down.
What do you mean? Darkfluid barely functions. This card functions. It's just that its function is underwhelming.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay. I'll see that.
I will reserve F tier for cards that just do not work as intended. Either they're too difficult to summon or their effects are just not that good.
Alright. So do you want to bump Darkfluid into F tier?
No, it still functions. That's the thing.
Alright. Well,
it's just too difficult to summon.
Alright, let's move on. Okay, yeah. So TG Trident Launcher, it's a Link 3. It's Earth Machine, 2200. Its arrows are southwest, southeast, and south. It requires 2 effect monsters, including a TG Tuner, when you can just go into Needle Fiber. If this card is Link Summon, you can special summon 3 TG monsters, 1 from your hand, 1 from your deck, and 1 from your graveyard, in defense position to zones this card points to. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except TG monsters. You can only use this effect once per turn. Your opponent cannot target TG Synchro monsters this card points to with card effects.
It has the Necrotrish restriction, which I find annoying.
Yeah. But this is probably their best play starter because they got they don't really have much to... TGs don't really have much to work with. That's the problem.
True.
Like, it's not so much you don't want to use this, it's more that you're kind of forced to use this because it's literally the best playmaker they have.
I like its restriction that only after going into it that it limits you.
Yeah. Or just something this should have had.
As you said, why not make Needle Fiber?
Why not make Needle Fiber? Because then you can just go into Wonder Magician, pop a card, get maybe Artifact Scythe, and then just stop your opponent's plays.
So yeah, I'm gonna say this thing works.
This thing works. The thing is, like I said, the TG archetype. You're pretty much forced to run this. You are forced to run this because the other TG synchros aren't particularly that good.
So yeah, put this at middle C tier.
Okay, we're in C tier.
Middle.
So, above Doolittle, between the Kappa and Doolittle, or above Kappa.
I don't remember what Kappa does.
It was the underwhelming thing that I tried to convince you, to bump up Laundry Dragon to A tier. Then I failed.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Place in between those two.
Okay. So I got one more card. And it's the big one. It's the
big one.
The big one. Where is he? Why does Goki have so many? Okay. Goki the Giant Ogre, based off Andre the Giant, if you didn't know.
I didn't know.
Yeah. If you read, I mean, the whole Goki thing is like based off wrestlers. Like,
I have no idea about wrestling.
Oh yeah, you would love Andre the Giant. Like, have you ever seen Princess Bride?
No.
Really?
What do you?
Have you at least heard of Princess Bride?
Yes, I know the meme like inconceivable, and then the you keep using a word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Or the my name is Antonio Montana. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Or
No,
the,
it goes like
from,
my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Or the you fall victim to one of the classic blunders. One is not starting a land war in Asia, and one is not challenging a Sicilian to
a drinking game.
to a battle of wits.
Yep. And then he dies anyway. Ha ha ha!
Yeah, because.
Okay, so do me a favor. When this video is done, watch Princess Bride. You'll notice there's like a really tall guy that kind of follows the Sicilian and Inigo. That's Andre. That's Andre. He's in that movie.
Here's the thing that I know about him. I heard one of the PM Seymour videos apparently that he was on set and he farted so loud for like 30 seconds and then he just yelled, "I am the king now."
I've heard that too. Like, there is a lot of stories about Andre. Like, there is a story where him and Arnold Schwarzenegger actually went out for dinner for Andre's birthday. And this was when Schwarzenegger was in his prime, like when he was in his bodybuilding days, and Andre really didn't want Arnold to like pay for his food because Andre actually eats a lot because of his gigantism. So he basically politely told Arnold, like, "Hey, can you not pay for my dinner? I like to pay for it myself." Arnold went behind Andre's back to try and pay for it. Andre found out and literally picked up Arnold with one arm. Like, picked him up. Like, Andre was was strong as hell. Like, and this actually happened. Like, this was an actual real thing. Like, he actually did this.
Okay, do me a favor. Give me his height in like dumbass units, and I'll convert it to metric.
In dumbass? What? Like his height?
Yeah, his height in your dumbass units, and I'll convert it to metric.
Andre the Giant height. Let's see. He was 7'4".
7'4". Jesus.
Yeah, he had gigantism.
For 7'4", did you say?
Yeah, 7'4".
Fuck me, he's almost 2.5 meters. Jesus fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy he's also known as like the world's greatest drinker because apparently when his body was actually falling apart from the gigantism because at the time they couldn't really treat that disease outside of like minor surgery. He would actually just drink so much and apparently every city they had to go by. One of the wrestlers had to like do like rock paper scissors, and one of them had to like go to a store, buy like several 12 packs of beer just to give to Andre, and he would drink them all.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's Andre. He's like when people think of wrestling, Andre's like one of the first people to think of. Like he's that iconic.
Okay, now enough about that.
Okay.
Let's talk about the card.
Okay, Andre the Giant Ogre. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay, Link 4, his arrows are southwest, southeast, west, and east. Requires 3 Goki monsters, cannot be destroyed by battle, and is unaffected by the activated effects of your opponent's monsters with attack less than or equal to this card. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card, and or a monster this card points to quick effect, you can make this attack lose exactly 500 attack, and if you do, negate the activation. Once per turn, if this card's current attack is different from its original attack, quick effects. You can make this card gain 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. It's alright.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. The problem is, like, it's in Gokis, and Gokis have, like, pretty much all the Goki Link monsters are, like, really solid. So this kind of falls in the problem of it's good. It's just not as good as, like, all their other Link monsters.
It's good, but there's better.
It's good. There's better.
So yeah, putting this in anything but A tier would be wrong.
Yeah. Like, again, it's a once per turn. Negate anything that targets it or a monster at point 2. But it loses 5, and
it's unaffected by monster effects. Basically.
Unaffected by activated monster effects. That has less attack in it. And you can make this thing bigger.
Yeah. But only is the attack decrease permanent?
I believe the attack decrease is permanent, but the attack increase is until the end of the turn.
Yeah, so both is only until the end of the turn.
No, I believe the decrease is permanent, but the increase is for
only
the turn
until the end of the turn.
Yeah, but it's a quick. But the increase is a quick effect too. So it's like you can make this thing lose 500, then increases attack by 1,000 to make it 3,500. So now it's even harder to get rid of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Like I said, all the Gokis are really solid, and this thing just happens to be. I would say the weakest of the Goki links. But that's only because the other Goki links are just that good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're probably gonna put like all the Gokis like near the top. Like every single one's probably gonna be up here.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it for right now. That's the end.
Yep.
All right. So
this was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Like it's like we're having fun doing this.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't fun.
I mean, who knows? Maybe sooner or later, when we're done with Lynx, we can move on to our favorite ritual summoning type.
Oh, it's gonna be rituals for me.
Hell yeah!
Fucking love megaliths.
I fucking love cyber angels and like all the other rituals, but the problem is they don't have there's no ritual tier list on the website, which kind of sucks.
I mean, yeah, maybe we can figure something out.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Like if we do this, full is S tier.
The only S tier for rituals I could think of off the top of my head would be Fool and Dakini.
What about Bethor?
I said off the top of my head.
And maybe like the Demises? Like Demise and Ruin? Like the retrains?
I wouldn't.
I mean,
we'll talk about that when we actually do the ritual tier list. Like, if we ever do it.
Yeah, if we do the tier list.
Yeah, so probably after this video, we're gonna pick the next group to pick, and then after that, and then we'll have to wait. So.
Yeah.
So, have anything to say?
Epstein didn't kill himself.
That's right, Epstein didn't kill himself, but probably Jesse Smollett ruined Don Lemon's career, from what I heard. I'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.